ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उद्धीरेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्णा। We continuing chapter canto first chapter 7, the son of Drona punished. Shloka number 23 to 26. त्वम् आद्यः पुरुषः साक्षात्
आद्यः पुरुषः साक्षात्
ईश्वरः प्रकृतेः परः
ईश्वरः प्रकृतेः परः
मायां व्युदस्य चित्शक्त्या
मायाविदुस्य चित्शक्त्यां
कैवल्ये स्थित आत्मनि
कैवल्ये स्थित आत्मनि
स एव जीवलोकस्य
स एव जीवलोकस्य
माया मोहित चेतसः
मायामोहितचेतसः
विदत्से स्वेन वीर्येण
वितत्से स्वेन वीर्येण
श्रेय धर्म आदि लक्षणम्
श्रेयधर्मादिलक्षणम्
तथा अयं च अवतारः ते
तथा अयं च अवतारः ते
भुवः भार जिहीर्षया
भुवः भारः जिहीर्षया
स्वानां च अनन्य भावानां
स्वानां च अनन्यभावानाम्
अनुध्यानाय च असत्कृत
अनुध्यानाय च असकृत
किम इदं स्वित् कुतः वेति माइति
किम् इदं
किम इदं
स्वीत
स्वित्
कुतः वा इति
कुतः इति देव देव न वेद्मि अहम्
देवदेव न वेदमि अहम्
सर्वतः मुखम् आयाति
सर्वतः मुखमायाति
तेजः परम दारुणम्
तेजः परं दारुणम्
त्वम् आद्यः पुरुषः साक्षात्
त्वम् आद्यः पुरुषः साक्षात्
ईश्वरः प्रकृतेः परः
ईश्वरः प्रकृतेः परः
मायां युधस्य चित् शक्त्या
मायां युधस्य चित्शक्त्या
कैवल्ये स्थित आत्मनि
कैवल्ये स्थित आत्मनि
स एव जीवलोकस्य
स एव जीवलोकस्य
माया मोहित चेतसः
मायामोहितचेतसः
विधत्से स्वेन वीर्येण
विधत्से स्वेन वीर्येण
श्रेयः धर्म आदि लक्षणम्
श्रेयधर्मादिलक्षणम्
तथा अयं च अवतारः ते
तथा अयं च अवतारः ते
भुवः भारजिहीर्षया
भुवः भारजिहीर्षया
स्वानां च अनन्य भावानां
स्वानां च अनन्यभावानाम्
अनुध्यानाय च असकृत
अनुध्यानाय च सकृत
किम इदं स्वित् कुतः वा इति
किम् इदं स्वित् कुतः वा इति
देव देव न वेद्मि अहम्
देवदेव न वेद्मि अहम्
सर्वतः मुखम् आयाति
सर्वतः मुखमायाति
तेजः परम दारुणम्।
तेजः परं दारुणम्
प्लीज रीड।
त्वम् आद्यपुरुषः साक्षात् ईश्वरः प्रकृतेः परः मायां युधस्य चित्शक्त्या कैवल्ये स्थित आत्मनि स एव जीवलोकस्य मायामोहितचेतसः विधत्से स्वेन वीर्येण श्रेयधर्मादिलक्षणम् तथा अयं च अवतारः ते भुवः भारजिगीर्षया स्वानां च अनन्यभावानाम् अनुध्यानाय च सत्कृत किम् इदं स्वित् कुतः वेति वा इति देवदेव न विदमि अहम् सर्वतः मुखमायाति तेजः परम दारुणम्
प्लीज रीड। श्रीधर प्रभु जी रीड।
हरे कृष्ण। Tvam Adya Purusha Sakshat Ishvara Prakrite Paraha Mayam Vivuktastit Satyam Kaivallaye Sthita Atmani Saeva Jiva Lokasya Maya Mohita Chetasa Vidatse Svena Viryena Shreyo Dharma Dikshanam Tadayam Savadharaste Bhuve Bhara Jijishraya Swanam Cha Anya Bhavanam Anuttanayata Sanskrite Kim Itam Svitkude Vedi Deva Devana Vetmi Aham Sarvato Mukam Ayati Teja Paramadarunam. Hare Krishna.
Punam Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Tvam adaya purusha sakshad ishvara prakrite para mayam vyudasya chichiktaya kaivalya sthit atmani sa ev jiva lokasya maya mohit chetasa vidhatsya sven viryena shreyo dharma adi lakshanam tath ayam cha avataraste bhuvo bhar jihirshaya swanam cha ananya bhavanam anudhyayena अनुध्यानाय च सकृत किम इदं स्वित कुतो वेति देव देव नावेद में अहम सर्वतोमुखम आयाति तेजा परम दारुणम.
Hare Krishna.
Sita Devi Mataji.
त्वं अद्य पुरुष साक्षात् ईश्वर प्रकृति परः मायां युधस्य चित्तक्त्या कैवल्य स्थित आत्मनि सा एव जीवलोकस्य माया मोहित तेजसा विद्याते स्वेन वीर्येण श्रेयो धर्मादि लक्षणाम् तदायां च भक्तास् भुवो बारा जिजिश्रया स्वानाम् अनन्य भावानाम् अनुदयानां च सत्सत् किम् इदं स्वित् कुतो वेति देवो न वेदमि अहं सर्वात्मा मुखम् आयाति तेज परम दारुणम्. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandatman. Mataji Dandatman.
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. You are the original personality of Godhead who expand himself all over the creations and is transcendental to material energy. You have cast away the effects of the material energy by dint of your spiritual potency. You are always situated in eternal bliss and transcendental knowledge. And yet, though you are beyond the purview of the material energy, you execute the four principles of liberation characterized by religion and so on for the ultimate good of the conditioned souls. Thus, you descend as an incarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are your exclusive devotees and are rapt in meditation upon you. O Lord of Lords, how is it that this dangerous effulgence is spreading all around? Where does it come from? I do not understand it. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord said in the Bhagavad Gita that one who surrenders unto the lotus feet of the Lord can get released from the clutches of nescience. Krishna is just like the sun, and Maya or material existence is just like darkness. Wherever there is the light of the sun, darkness or ignorance at once vanishes. The best means to get out of the world of ignorance is suggested here. The Lord is addressed herein as the original personality of Godhead. From him, all other personalities of Godhead expands. The all-pervasive Lord Vishnu is Lord Krishna's plenary portion or expansion. The Lord expands himself in innumerable forms of Godhead and living being along with his different energies. But Shri Krishna is the original primeval Lord from whom everything emanates. The all-pervasive feature of the Lord experienced within the manifested world is also a partial representation of the Lord. Paramatma, therefore, is included within him. He is the absolute personality of Godhead. He has nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material manifestation, because he is far above of the material creation. Darkness is a perversive representation of the sun, and therefore the existence of darkness depends on the existence of the sun. But in the sun proper, there is no trace of darkness, as the sun is full of light only. Similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead beyond the material existence is full of bliss. He is not only full of bliss, but also full of transcendental variegatedness. Transcendence is not at all static, but full of dynamic variegatedness. He is distinct from the material nature, which is complicated by the three modes of material nature. He is param, or the chief. Therefore, he is absolute. He has manifold energies, and through his diverse energies, uh, energies he creates, manifests, maintains, and destroys the material world in his own abode. However, everything is eternal and absolute. The world is not conducted by the energies or powerful agents by themselves, but by the potent, all powerful with all energies. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, descend on the manifested world without being influenced by the material modes of nature. He is eternally beyond the material manifestations. He descends out of his causeless mercy only to reclaim the fallen souls who are captivated by the illusory energy. They are attacked by the material energy, and they want to enjoy her under false pretext, although in essence, the living entity is unable to enjoy. One is eternally the servitor of the Lord, and when he forgets this position, he thinks of enjoying the material world. But actually, he is in illusion. The Lord descends to eradicate this false sense of enjoyment and thus reclaim conditioned souls back to Godhead. That is the all merciful nature of the Lord for the fallen souls. It appears that the Lord is partial to his devotees. Everyone is related with the Lord. He is equal to everyone, and yet he is more inclined to his own men and devotees. The Lord is everyone's father. No one can his father, and yet no one can be his son. His devotees are his kinsmen, and his devotees are his relation. This is his transcendental pastime. It has nothing to do with mundane ideas of relations, fatherhood, or anything like that. As mentioned above, the Lord is above the mode of material nature, and thus there is nothing mundane about his kinsmen and relation in devotional service. Anything that is presented before the personality of Godhead should be so done after a due presentation of respectful prayers. That is the standard procedure. And Śrī Arjuna, although an intimate friend of the Lord, in deserving this method for general information. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Aina Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Bhishtam Sthapitam Aina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha. Please read, Prabhuji.
श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नम ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare. In these shlokas, Arjuna is praying to Krishna. This is the prayers of Arjuna. He glorifying the Krishna in these shlokas and give when Ashwatthama sent Brahmastra. Yes, it is right. Then that glaring light spread in all direction, and Arjuna fiercely frightened that his life is in danger, and so he praying and asking the Krishna those discussions of Arjuna's prayer in this for up to 26. Look up from 22. Prabhuji will tell us in detail. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Mataji has already given us the background how Arjuna, seeing that the place which has been created is very, very strong, has started speaking to Krishna to take his guidance. Now, when you want to present anything before Krishna, ideally it should be done after due presentation of respectful prayers. So what it means is that when you go to temple and you want to say something to Krishna, initially you have to offer prayers to Krishna. This is the standard procedure. And Arjuna, who was like an intimate friend of Lord, was still following this method for general information. So he's praying to Krishna. To Krishna, you are the original personality of Godhead. Krishna expands himself all over the creations. Is transcendental to material energy, can cast away the effects of material energy by dint of spiritual potency. Always situated in eternal bliss, transcendental knowledge, beyond purview of material energy, executing the four principles of liberation, characterized by religion and so on. Always working for ultimate good of the conditioned souls. Comes as an incarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit friends, especially those who are exclusive devotees and who are constantly wrapped in meditation. Lord of the Lords. And thus, after having made the prayers, Arjuna raises two questions. How is this dangerous effulgence spreading all around? 1. 2. Where the result come from? And because he is seeking the answers, he is re-emphasizing, I do not understand it. See, Krishna is clearly mentioned even in Bhagavad Gita that if anyone surrenders unto the lotus feet of Lord, he can be released from the clutches of nescience. And that is why Krishna is compared to a sun, while this material existence is compared to our darkness. And so as soon as there is a sun, the darkness disappears. So similarly, as soon as you approach Krishna, the ignorance is vanishing. Because Krishna gives the knowledge. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. And from him, all other personalities of Godhead expand. So even the all-pervasive Lord Vishnu is Lord Krishna's plenary portion. And Krishna expands himself in innumerable forms, living beings, so many different energies. But in spite of doing all these, Krishna is the original primeval Lord from whom everything emanates. And this all-pervasive feature of Lord Krishna is experienced within the manifested world, and that also is a partial representation of the Lord itself. He has actually got nothing to do with actions, reactions of material manifestation, because he is far, far beyond the material world. So, in fact, even in Brahma Samhita, if we go, it is clearly mentioned that Krishna is Anadir Adir Govinda. So, very first sloka, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. So Krishna is the exhausted, he is the exalted supreme entity, having his eternal name, eternal form, eternal attributes, eternal pastimes. Krishna itself means Sarva Akarshayati iti Krishna. So his love attracting designation. And thus, this is what Arjuna is also saying, that you are Deva Deva, you are the Lord of the Lords. So Krishna, in fact, it is mentioned that if you look at sun and if you look at darkness, what is darkness? Darkness is the absence of the sunlight or the perverse representation of sun. So darkness is completely dependent upon sun. If sun is there is no trace of darkness, because sun is always full of light. Now similarly, Krishna, who is the absolute personality of Godhead, who is beyond the material existence, is always full of bliss. Also full of transcendental variegatedness, and which is not at all static, dynamic. So when Krishna is not there, then only the material activities are getting affected. Because Krishna is distinct from material nature, while material nature is complicated by the three gunas. So Krishna is Param, the chief, is absolute. He has got so many energies. And through his diverse energies, he creates, manifests, maintains, annihilates, destroys the material world. In Golok Vrindavan, however, everything is eternal and absolute. The world is not only being conducted by the energies of Krishna, it is also at the will of Krishna. It's not that some powerful agents are controlling the world. No, it is Krishna and his energies, his causeless mercy. In fact, because of his mercy, he descends into the manifested world. But then, even if he comes here, he is not influenced by the three gunas. He is always beyond the material manifestations. He descends out of his causeless mercy only to help the fallen souls who are under captivation by the illusory energy. When we are captivated by illusory energy, we are prisoners, we are attacked by the material energy. And so we have been wanting to enjoy her under false pretexts. Although the very essence is that it is unable to enjoy. Because one is eternally the servitor of the Lord. But when he forgets this position, he thinks of enjoying the material world, which actually is being in illusion. So Lord Krishna, When he is coming as an avatara, he is descending. The objective is to eradicate this false sense of enjoyment and reclaim conditioned souls back to Godhead. So this is what Krishna is. This is how his all-power, merciful nature is for fallen souls like us. Krishna, though he says that he is impartial, he is actually partial to devotees. Now everyone is related to Krishna. Everyone is equal to Krishna. Everyone. But still, Krishna is more inclined to his own men and devotees. And his devotees are his kinsmen. His devotees are his relations. This is transcendental pastime. So, being above the modes of material nature, there is nothing mundane about his kinsmen and relations in devotional service. And so he is supposedly partial, but then this is not something which he is not doing undisclosed. In 9th chapter 29 shloka, Krishna clearly mentions about his more willingness to be with the devotees. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dvesha asti na priya ye bhajante tu mam bhaktya mai teteshu cha piyaham. So Krishna is saying, I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So generally the question comes, if Krishna is equal and no one is his special friend, then why does he make special interest in the devotee? This is not discrimination. It is natural. Anyone may be charitably disposed, but still he would have special interest in his own children. And Krishna claims that every living entity is his child. He provides everyone with generous supply of necessities of life. In fact, he is like a cloud which pours rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on rock, land, or water. But when it comes to the devotees, he gives specific attention. And that is what has been explained by Srila Prabhupada also. That devotees are always in Krishna consciousness and therefore they are always transcendently situated in Krishna. In fact, when we say Krishna consciousness, it indirectly means that they are always transcendently situated in Krishna. And that is what we have to remember. Lord is a diamond and we can be his best servants. And if we become his best servants, then he is very, very pleased and he ensures that we come back home, back to Godhead, where there is no more fear of material existence. And to achieve that, what we need to do is ABCDE. Association of devotees, reading of the scriptures, chanting the holy names, only Krishna Prasadam as food, joining the deity services, and engaging in everything that is dear to Krishna. So when we follow this A to E, automatically we also become dear to Krishna and we improve ourselves. And that is the goal which we have to